I'm really excited to shoot a high-power rifle with a scope on it. I'll feel like a sniper. I started a Smarty Pig savings goal for it. I'm going to spend about 450 for the gun, and then I'm going to spend like 250 for the scope, for an upgraded scope, even though the gun comes with a cheap, crappy scope. And then from there, I'll pretty much just use it like that, but eventually I'll probably upgrade the stock and the barrel and maybe even the trigger. Like, you want every person that gets really into long distance rifle shooting ends up upgrading their gun over time. Like, so I'm gonna buy a gun that's used by military, police snipers, competition marksmen. I'm buying that type of gun and one that's like really upgradable with a huge aftermarket of part upgrades that you can get for it. As far as the caliber of gun, I'm going with a really powerful big bullet because I want to be able to kill like a moose from like 800 yards away. The reason for that is I want to be able to kill any type of animal, so I'm not like, oh crap, I got to buy a bigger gun because I'm going after a bigger animal this year. So that's one. And then the second one is if you get a smaller bullet, because guns only shoot one type of bullet or one size. If you get a smaller type, then you can't kill from really, really far away because the bullet slows down so much if you're like 800 yards away that when it does hit the target, it's not a kill shot, it just wounds it. You want something that's going to have a lot of mass so that when it hits the target, even from like 800 yards away, it's like, thump, and that thing's just down. You want a heavy bullet. And really, it's important that the bullet kills quickly and makes a big hole if you're worried about the animal suffering. I think it'd be better just for a one-shot kill. If you get these smaller bullets, they can run off and bleed out slower, and it's not so merciful of a kill, I don't think. So I'm aiming for that. Now I'm not getting the big magnum-sized bullets though. I'm not going to get the huge ones, but because those are extremely expensive. And the recoil on a big bullet like that could really slam into your arm, and it's just overkill. Like, it's gonna blow a hole a foot wide into a deer. Like, you don't want to have something so big that it's just gonna explode the whole animal you're shooting at. Like, that's ridiculous. Not an elephant hunter. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot every kind of animal. Caribou, moose, wolf, grizzly bear, black bear, elk, deer, turkey, duck, rabbit, pheasant, quail, mountain goat. No, magnum bullets aren't handgun bullets. You can get a magnum handgun, but let's see. The bullet types are 223 Remington, 22 250 Remington, 243 Winchester, 7mm Remington, 308 Winchester, 2506 Remington, 270 Winchester, 3006 Springfield. That's the size I picked. 7mm Remington Magnum, 300 Winchester Magnum, 338 Winchester Magnum, 375 Ruger. And that was listed from smallest to biggest. So I'm in the middle, but I'm on the higher end of the middle. My original choice was going to be the 308 Winchester, but I felt that I wanted something a little bigger, which the 3006 Springfield is a little bigger, and it can take out big animals even from long ranges. And I want to do long range hunting. I want that option. So, like, I want to be able to hunt with a single gun and a single caliber that can do short and long range. So if I see an animal 20 yards away, I want to be able to shoot it and kill it. If I see an animal 600 yards away, I don't want to have to creep up on it and get right on top of it to kill it. Because the chances of it just running off then go way too high. I want to have successful hunts, and I'm hunting for meat. I'm going to eat the meat. It's healthy to eat wild game. So I'm not concerned with trying to increase the difficulty factor and make it more exciting by trying to sneak up on the animal. Like, a lot of times you're going to be hunting in broad open areas. Those animals are going to see you. So I'm not trying to crawl around with grass all over myself, crawling on my stomach on the grass for miles in hopes of sneaking up on some animal that's just going to run off by the time he smells me or something. I think it's way better just to have something really long range. So I want to be able to shoot like 500, 600 yards away. I'm going to kill deer with my robot as well, but that's going to take a long time for me to finish. In the meantime, I need to feed my family. I'm not going to do any poaching or shooting of endangered animals. I'm going to only do legal hunting. So I'm going to go hunting with my wife. And also I have a bow now. I have like a professional hunting bow. It was given to my wife by my mother. It's like an old used bow and they wanted to upgrade or whatever. They just gave it to us. So we can now do bow hunting. It's official. I was going to make my own bow, but I'm not going to now. If somebody's going to give me a free bow that I was going to make, that's one less thing on my to-do list, guys. So we're golden. Now what I will need to do though is make the accessories for it. So like might want to make like a rack that you could put the arrows on right next to the bow, like on the bow. I've seen that before. That seems like a smart thing to make. I might want to make like a scope for it or something. I actually might want to convert it into a crossbow as well, because it'd be nice just to crank that thing back and then hook it on something, and then you don't have to sit there holding it like this. It's very hard to pull those things. And then you just have it like this, and I could have a scope, and then you're just like, boom. I could put the scope from my rifle, because I'm replacing it with a better one. I could put that on my crossbow. So we'll be up in a tree with a scope, and then just pull a trigger. That's way easier than trying to hold it like this and being all like, boom. That's just way harder. It hurts your fingers too. No, it's called a compound bow. Compound bows don't splinter into a million pieces. They're made of fiberglass. The same thing my robot's bones will be made of. It's super strong. Won't splinter. No, I know they don't hold the bow drawn while waiting for the deer to walk by, but oftentimes you have to like really quietly be moving to get the bow in position, and they can sometimes hear you creaking around up in your tree stand then. And pretty much bow hunting is tree stand hunting when you get down to it, because if you're doing any other type of hunting, you wouldn't use a bow. Like, you can't just walk through the woods with a bow and expect to stumble across an animal close enough to hit with the bow. Like, it might happen if it's really thick woods and you get lucky, but most likely a deer would hear you. You're better off to have a tree stand if you're going to do bow hunting. That having been said, yeah, even if just all that movement might catch its eye, they have great peripheral vision, and it could startle it and make it run off. And I've seen that happen on videos. I've watched a lot of bow hunting videos. And another problem is you do oftentimes have to wait for a while. Let's say the deer's eating and it's facing its butt toward you. Well, you might draw it and you're waiting for your shot, and the deer needs to turn just the right way so you can get a good shot off. And you might have to sit there holding it for like 2 or 3 minutes. So, yeah, that could get really tiring. It hurts your fingers. So, I think that a crossbow is way better, because then you just load it one time and you just can sit there waiting. And when you're ready, you're ready. And you don't have to cock it back or anything. You just pull the trigger. So it'll be way faster. And I think more accurate, too, because you can put a scope on it. A scope has got to be a huge accuracy boost. Will I be planting the perfect tree? No! Well, I don't know if I'll be streaming hunting. Although maybe that'd be pretty cool to do. I just feel like I won't get any cell signal, you know? But what I would do, I would film the hunt with GoPro. And I can upload that to YouTube and to Twitch. I can upload all my hunting trips to Twitch and YouTube. There we go. So you guys could still get to watch my hunting. I'd be down for that. My Art by Robot YouTube channel is going to have hunting on it. And pretty soon I can test out the bow and arrow too. I can stream that maybe. Show to-do list. The to-do list is under my Twitch description. I have a whole to-do list there. It's got all the big items, not like the miniature fluff stuff. It's got like the main projects. So now I'm really happy that I'm a hunter and a rock climber and a whitewater kayaker. I pretty much got everything you need to give yourself every excuse you can have to go out and enjoy the outdoors all around the world. And as a guy that likes to stay in his room, it's really nice to have these hobbies that get you out into the outside world in an exciting way while still not being surrounded by people. It's still like all of these sports are fairly peaceful and people free. I'm really not into big crowds of people. We have overpopulation. Why go to a place that just reminds you of how overpopulated humans have become? Like a concert. Why would somebody want to be corralled into a freaking cesspool of 1 million people and just be shoved around it at a concert? Like if you went to like one of these big events